Orchids is a premier manufacturer of private label tissue towel and napkins. If you've purchased private label tissue towel or napkins, there's a very, very good chance that it came from this facility. We went from being a regional player in our game to being a national distributor now. We're very, very proud of that fact. The employees here at Orchids are great. They provide us the best resource that we could ask for. We've got a lot of honest, hardworking people that really help us, progress as a company. Being inside the Mid-American Industrial Park is a huge advantage to a company like ours because there's a lot of resources that come with it. There's a lot of collaboration between the companies that reside here in the park. For those younger folks that are interested in a career, Orchids is a great place for them to look at. We provide great benefits, we provide a future, we provide opportunities.
Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by Plus by viewers and members like you.
Today on Living Grand on Grand Lake, we'll visit Grand Lake's newest and hippest restaurant. We'll show you how junk and disorderly is a good thing, and we'll roll on down to check out another Grand Lake attraction. All of these stories, plus safety tips from the GRDA, coming up on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Ray Austin. Hi, I'm Ray Claggett, and this is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Welcome to Season 4 of Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm your host, Christy Wallace. Grand Lakers are buzzing about one of the hottest new spots on the lake. 1909 is a fabulous restaurant that specializes in chef-prepared American dishes and craft beer. Their meticulously restored historic building in downtown Grove is full of ambiance. Join us as we meet Chef Peter Say and the team at 1909.
So the owner travels quite a bit and he eats at a lot of fine restaurants, and he wanted to bring that to Grove. Now we also wanted to couple it with that you can come in and eat at 1909 wearing shorts. So right off the lake you can come in, or you can come in formal wear.
They like the fact that when they come in here that it doesn't seem like a lake town. It seems like a metropolitan area.
This building was built in 1909, hence the name, but it had gotten in pretty bad shape, and it was really at the point that it was going to have to either be torn down or someone was going to have to put some money into it. So thankfully, Ron had the vision to take this building and make it what it is today. So we left a lot of the original features. So the steel beams are all original to the building. The floors are original. The brick, a lot of it had been covered up with plaster, so that was all taken off. I think the most important piece of our puzzle is our chef.
I was thinking about what people would like at the lake, something that everybody could associate with, but have a little twist on it as well.
He comes to us with an extensive background. He had a restaurant in Oklahoma City, Gabriella's, at the Skirvin, and he's also had a lot of training in New Mexico under an Italian chef there. So he has a lot of experience, and when he came for his interview, and we did a working interview with Peter, and so he cooked for us, and we just were blown away by the flavors.
The key to the best flavor is having it fresh. So we roast chickens on the rotisserie every day. We make our breads daily, our desserts daily. Because we have a bakery here, we're making a brioche hamburger bun, which is not very typical.
1909 is a gastro pub, which, if you aren't familiar with that, it means really good food and really good beer. So we coupled Peter's food with some of the best beer that you can get. So craft beer is an up-and-coming thing. Oklahoma is actually doing really well in that area. So our first 10 taps, 9 of them were Oklahoma beers, which is really unique to the area.
And then some house-made sweet and sour. A little bit of local honey. Shake that up. And then we also, one thing that makes it cool is we infuse it with our Stilly Wheat beer. And we'll layer it with a little bit of blueberry and then top it off with some fresh blueberries. And that's our blueberry beertini.
We weren't sure what the response was going to be to craft beer here in Grove, but it's been awesome. And so we've gone ahead and doubled the number of taps that we have. So we've brought in some new beers that we would love for everyone to come try. We have been welcomed with open arms into Grove, and we've been blown away by the response that we've had. I think people were ready for something different and something really high quality.
The ultimate satisfaction for me is when a customer's happy, when he's felt like he's eaten a great meal and he's enjoyed his experience. That's all that it's about.
This is basically a dream job that I couldn't have even imagined for myself. So the opportunity to be a part of a project that has never been done in Grove before, with just strong personalities and a lot of talent, has just been fantastic. I love seeing the customers every day and interacting with them, so it's been awesome.
As you can see, 1909 really is a great place to drink and dine. Stay tuned. Up next is a visit to a Grand Lake venue that entertains all ages.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Orchids is a premier manufacturer of private label tissue towel and napkins. If you've purchased private label tissue towel or napkins, there's a very, very good chance that it came from this facility. We went from being a regional player in our game to being a national distributor now, and we're very, very proud of that fact. The employees here at Orchids are great. They provide us the best resource that we could ask for. We've got a lot of honest, hardworking people that really help us, progress as a company. Being inside the Mid-American Industrial Park is a huge advantage to a company like ours because there's a lot of resources that come with it. There's a lot of collaboration between the companies that reside here in the park. For those younger folks that are interested in a career, Orchids is a great place for them to look at. We provide great benefits, we provide a future, we provide opportunities.
So first of all, I want to welcome everybody to Grand Lake. It is truly the crown jewel in Oklahoma. We are very proud to be stewards of the lake, and we like for people to come up and enjoy the many recreational opportunities that we have. But in order to do that, you need to do a few things that will keep you safe. And one of the things that's really important is Grand Lake is 66 miles long. So if you're going to come to the lake for the day, let your friends know where you're going, what part of the lake you're going to be on. And even if you're on the lake and you're going out for the day, let your family members that stay behind, know what part of the lake you're going to, and when you intend to return. That just makes it that's important in case something happens and we need to come look for you. And it's always nice to have a place to start. To go along with that, life jackets are just an absolute essential part of having a great day at the lake as versus having a tragic day at the lake. If you get in the water, put your life jacket on. If you're under the age of 13 and you're in a boat under 26 feet, you have to have a life jacket on. That's the law. What most people don't realize is when you're talking about life jackets in vessels is if they're under the seats or they're in the floor or they're stowed, they don't really count because they're not accessible. It doesn't take but just a matter of seconds for a vessel to sink. And when that happens, you don't have time to dig for your life jackets. You'll notice a lot of times the life jackets come in bags that say life jackets on them. Take them out, make sure the straps are where people can use them to put them on. And so what we encourage is for people to get their life jackets out, and if they're not going to wear it, at least stow it at their feet. So if something happens, they can grab their life jacket before they go into the water. It'll make all the difference between having a safe day and a tragic day. So it's very simple. Remember to tell somebody where you're going, what you're doing, when you're going to be back, and bring your life jackets with you, and have a great day at the lake.
And now, time for the Grand Lake Chronicle events page. If you're a history buff or just curious about how a hydroelectric dam works, we have great news for you. The Grand Lake River Dam Authority is offering free tours of the Pensacola Dam now through Labor Day. Come to GRDA's Ecosystems and Education Center in Langley anytime between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. to learn about the dam that makes Grand Lake possible. Visit grda.com for more information. A little rain can't stop us from going back in time, and to make it up, the Queens Ferry Market Day is approaching in Veneta. The festival features activities for all ages. Let the kids roam the children's realm. Enjoy sword fighting exhibitions, medieval music, village shopping, and of course, a feast fit for a king. All this and more on Highway 60 in Veneta. For more information, visit the Grand Lake Renaissance Festival's Facebook page. Splash Bash in Ketchum Cove. No summer on Grand Lake would be complete without a Splash Bash. Come to Ketchum Cove on Saturday, June 17th to catch the sun, make new friends, and have an all-around good time. The bash starts at noon, lasts through 6 o'clock. Well, that's it for now from the Grand Lake Chronicle events page. Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
Sweethearts Robert and Janine Burgess fell in love with the community of Grove. With a successful track record in retail, the couple jumped at the chance to open Junk and Disorderly in downtown Grove. It's easy to see why this unique upscale antique shop is attracting customers from all over the four-state area.
We met in Manford, Oklahoma. She was a cheerleader in high school, and I had my eye on her, and she was out driving one evening, pulled up at a stop sign, and I bumped her with my car.
I jumped out and I said, "You better not have hurt my dad's car or you're gonna be in big trouble." And then I said, "By the way, do you have a quarter? I'm about out of gas." So he should have ran.
That's how we met. I've been in trouble ever since.
It was a beautiful love story.
I was a salesman for about 25 years for electrical supply business, and all my travels and stuff, I find antiques, and we just started collecting and loved it. The old stuff.
My grandmother had old vintage hats, and so she gave me my first antique. She gave me a vintage hat. So then I started collecting vintage hats.
My wife in 1990, she retired from Southwestern Bell, and she was going to Jinx to rent a booth, and she called me later on that day, and I asked her if she rented a booth. She said, "Sorta. I rented 2 buildings."
Well, this guy made me a deal I couldn't refuse. And I thought, well, if these other people can do it, I can too.
So that's when we started Miss McGillicuddy's. She started Miss McGillicuddy's back in '90.
Well, we started on a side street, and we realized that we couldn't make it on a side street if we weren't in the flow of traffic. So we jumped out and bought a building then. And it was down the street a little bit, and we expanded so that we just bought another building, bought 2 actually on the corner, big piece of real estate there.
We sold it out in '02 and moved up here and retired, and then eventually got back into this again.
We look for pieces that have character and are not restored with new wood, and just something that would fit in a house or home today.
Oh, I think it was a piece that we bought in North Carolina one time that came down from Ohio on a covered wagon, and it was an old pie safe that folded up, and that was probably the most unique piece we've had.
And then I like the ribbon cabinet spool cabinet up in the front that came out of the old town of Manford. And it has its ribbon and newspaper article on it where it won first place at the Tulsa State Fair in the 1970s.
This table back here is from the 1850s, and all put together with pegs.
You run into all kinds of pieces that are just, if they could only talk and tell you where they've been, who they've known, whose lives they've touched. Everything has a story, and you just wish you knew what that story was. We love meeting people, and we've made some really great friendships. We have one gentleman that comes in every day or every other day just to see us, and he's 91 years old, and we just love meeting people.
We enjoy it, still do, and keeps us going, keeps us alive.
Next time you're visiting the lake or searching for that perfect antique, stop in and visit Junk and Disorderly and tell them we sent you. If you want to learn more about Grand Lake, check us out online where you can watch episodes from all previous seasons. Visit rsu.tv and click on shows. Stay tuned, we have more coming up next.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
Electricity makes our everyday lives more convenient. We all know it costs more to fill your gas tank, buy prescriptions, and even go to the doctor. In the last decade, gasoline costs rose 11% every year. A dozen eggs increased in cost nearly 8%. Your electricity? It only rose on average less than 5% each year. Your local electric cooperative works hard to keep your electric service safe, affordable, and reliable. Discover the power of your co-op membership.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
After Greg and Patty Combo met at a skating rink in Texas, they always dreamed of owning their very own skating rink. These two have taken their love of skating and blossomed it into a successful business. From birthday parties to kids skates and sci-fi theme nights, this Grove, Oklahoma business has become a popular hangout for all ages.
Yeah, as far as skating, I was raised skating. I don't ever remember not knowing how to skate. So yeah, so I've skated my whole life. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, but my younger years we lived on a farm and we used to skate out in the barn. So that was in Medina, Ohio, but then really most of my young life was spent in Cleveland, Ohio. My husband and I, we met in Texas at a skating rink. We were both working at a skating rink in Texas. Well, the first night I went skating, I came home and told my mom, I said, I seen the guy I'm gonna marry. And she said, well, did you talk to him? I said, no, I just seen him.
Basically, we dated for about 2 years before we got married.
Well, we always knew we wanted to have a skating rink, and we had 3 children that I homeschooled and we were raising, so we were kind of waiting until the kids were grown up, and then we hit that point in our life.
We didn't know when, and we had our life to get through with our children and things like that, and then we decided, once they grew up and moved out, that it was time to go ahead and come in and get one.
Well, as we started looking for a rink, we were looking for something that was going to be a day drive to Wichita, Kansas, because at that point that's where our 3 kids lived. We were also looking for a skating rink that had some type of living associated with a house or apartment. And so Grove kept coming up in our internet search. And so we drove down here and it had the house and the skating rink and of course a beautiful lake. And so we knew this is where we wanted to be.
We were kind of nervous at first because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know, you open the door if anybody could be there or there was going to be a crowd. And of course there was a crowd. And it was really neat to have lined up all the way out to the road out there. All the parents here, they basically skated at this rink when they were growing up. So it's kind of like something that they expect their kids to do as well. And they just assumed that.
A lot of the kids, when we came here, we were amazed, had never skated. They didn't know how to skate. So we started off the first few nights of everybody on the wall as they were learning to skate. But we've seen the trend change to where we're getting a lot of families and a lot of younger skaters. So they're all starting to learn to skate. So it's been great to see that happen.
Well, we both have our own little things that we can do. And she's always been very well to get the snack bar up and running. I've always been in the area about being able to run the music things. And then plus, where we worked at, which was back in the 80s, they're still running their skating rink. And so we learned a lot from them, and we still visit them. We just visited them about a year ago and talked to them, and they're really very knowledgeable, and that's where we learned so much from them, and it just helped immensely.
Well, to encourage skating, we have special skates, trainer skates for the little kids, and then we have these, they're called Skate Mate, these PVC pipe things that the kids can use as they're learning to skate. And then in our normal sessions, we play a lot of the normal games like limbo and the dice game, and we will have a couple of skates. We do like a New Year's Eve party, a Halloween party. During the summer, we do some type of theme skate. Last year, we did a Frozen. The people in Grove are wonderful. We came down here to this skating rink, needed tons of work, and it was just amazing how many volunteers came in and volunteered their time and their labor and their skills to help us get the skating rink up and running. And so yeah, all the people in Grove, we just very friendly, very welcoming, very supportive. We really like them.
Whether you want to do the hokey pokey, couple skate, or hold your next party, be sure to visit our friends at Rocket Skating in Grove. Well, that's it for this edition of Living Grand on Grand Lake. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Mid-America's Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is made possible by
Orchids is a premier manufacturer of private label tissue towel and napkins. If you've purchased private label tissue towel or napkins, there's a very, very good chance that it came from this facility. We went from being a regional player in our game to being a national distributor now, and we're very, very proud of that fact. The employees here at Orchids are great. They provide us the best resource that we could ask for. We've got a lot of honest, hardworking people that really help us, progress as a company. Being inside the Mid-America Industrial Park is a huge advantage to a company like ours because there's a lot of resources that come with it. There's a lot of collaboration between the companies that reside here in the park. For those younger folks that are interested in a career, Orchids is a great place for them to look at. We provide great benefits, we provide a future, we provide opportunities.
Also by
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
and by viewers and members like you.